Hello, federal employees. Welcome back to one more episode of Questions and Answers. If you are new here, my name is Dallen Haws, and this is where we go over the tips, the tricks, the strategies to get the most out of your federal benefits as a FERS employee, to plan for retirement, to maximize everything when it comes to retiring, taxes, insurance, all that good stuff to get you on the right track. So, today we have one question I received a few weeks ago, and it's a good one. So let's dive right in. He says, "Hi, I'm a FERS with 30 years, age 57, and I can't take anymore. I'm probably punching out. So I learned that I won't get the 10% FERS bump at age 62. I've also now learned that I won't get the COLAs between the date I retire and age 62. Is that correct?" Okay. So let's break this down. There's already a bunch of good stuff in there. So he's FERS with 30 years of service, and he is age 57, which is his minimum retirement age. So we know, based on the rules, he can retire with an immediate retirement, which means he can keep his health benefits, he can get a pension right away, and because he's under 62 and he's retiring with an immediate retirement, he qualifies for the FERS supplement. So that's a nice bonus as well. But let's see. He says, hey, because I'm retiring before 62, I'm not going to get the 10% FERS bump at age 62. So let's go over that. So if you have at least 20 years of service and you retire after age 62, you get a 10% bump to your pension, okay? So let's go through how that would work. Let's say at age 61 and 11 months, your pension calculates out to about $3,000 a month, let's say, okay? For you to work another month to get to 62, as long as you have over 20 years or more, getting to 62 will give you 10% more in your pension. So instead of the $3,000 you would have gotten at 61 and 11 months, you'll get $3,300. Okay, so that's 10% more, which is pretty substantial for working sometimes not very much more. So if you're close to that 62 and 20 year mark, it may be worth you sticking around. So this gentleman's saying, hey, I'm 57, I'm probably done, I'm punching out, I know I'm not going to get this 10% bonus, but he also says, hey, I just learned that I'm not going to get COLAs between the time he retires and age 62. So let's go over that. COLAs, or cost of living adjustments, is when your pension every year, based on what inflation did the previous year, is going to increase a little bit. Almost like your pay did back when you were working, where every year you may get, a small increase. That's the same thing that's going to happen with your pension, which will help you over a 20, 30, 40-year retirement to keep up your standard of living. So it's very important. Now, for FERS employees, there's one little nuance, is that before age 62, you do not get those COLAs to your pension. You don't, okay? Now, since this gentleman is eligible for the FERS supplement, he's going to get that bump to his pension during those years between 57 and 62. So that will cover that at least, right? But then he won't get that 10% bonus because he is not age 62 with 20 years yet. So those are some of the things that he has to think about when he's going to punch out at age 57. He's got at least 30 years, and so he could say, hey, I could punch out at 57, I'll get the FERS supplement, but I won't get the 10% bonus that I would get at 62, and I'm not going to get COLAs for the next 5 years. And if he's okay with that, and if his retirement numbers are okay with that, they work, then hey, be done, right? Working for the government is a great blessing, it's a great thing, but we all know there comes a point when it's time to retire. And knowing when your retirement numbers all add up, and based on all the little nuances, like in this one little paragraph of a question, there was 4 or 5 or 6 different rules, different nuances that come into play when making these types of decisions. So if you're approaching, especially your late 50s and early 60s, there's a lot of these little things that you should definitely know about. We talked about a few of them, where if you're under 62 and you are eligible for an immediate retirement, you can get your FERS supplement, which is awesome. I've done tons of videos on that. Definitely check that out. Now, if you retire with 20 years and at least at age 62 you retire, you get a 10% bonus to your pension, which is huge. And if you retire before 62, you don't get COLAs up until 62. Okay, so those were a number of things that you should be aware of in this range between late 50s and early 60s. If you know some of these nuances and what things change based on your age, your years of service, that sort of thing, then you'll be able to make a lot more educated decisions when it comes to when you should retire, what benefits you're going to get, and how it's going to change over time. So, this is going to be a short one today, but I hope that was helpful. Hopefully it was a snapshot into this gentleman's life, his decision, what makes sense for him, and it sounds like he wants to tap out and his finances look good, so he's getting out, and that's great. He's just got to make it work for him despite all the nuances and despite all the rules. So, I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next